question. We've got 2 questions left before we finish. This one very quickly because it's something that's come up today, and I'm going to come to you first, Jan. And that is obviously, I think it was the 22nd of September. Bernardo Silva tweeted a article on Twitter about his friend Benjamin Mendy, and there was big uproar and blah, blah, blah. There's been an investigation into it, and today the FA have actually come out and they have charged Bernardo Silva with regards to the offence. He's been given a 1-match ban, which will be against your guys, Chelsea, in the next game, and he's also been given a £50,000 fine. Plus, he's got to do some face-to-face re-education program regards to it. So, what are your thoughts on? Just generically, I'm not asking for your opinions on racism and everything else. I'm just on the generic overall thoughts on the tweet and the punishment.
Well, it's the racial stereotype image, isn't it, that we're talking about here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So from what I've seen of Bernardo Silva, he is a really, really nice guy. He's actually quite he's well educated, and he's obviously very good friends with the player, and he would never, do anything in malice towards the player because they're friends. He's of there's this sort of generalized thing of Portuguese and Brazilian descent of actually how they are too casually when it comes to stuff that's perceived as, and often is, racism. It's actually, I'd argue, it's a cultural deficiency. So I know off air you said to me, we talked about the stuff that went on in the Euros, it's Bulgaria, and how lightly they got off. I think that's a farce, and in comparison it makes you laugh, but at the same time, in terms of Western culture, Bernardo Silva has got a huge responsibility, whether he likes it or not. And it was a poorly informed decision to do that, regardless to it being no malice, regardless to I'm assuming he has no inherent racism in his character. I can't imagine he would for any reason. So it was a poorly informed decision, and generally people need to know that it's not cool generally, and then making an example. I'm not against an example being made of him. I don't think he's a racist. I'd never insinuate he's a racist. I think he probably, just did it. It's like when Chelsea fans sing derogatory songs about Tottenham, the Y word. A lot of people don't even know what it means, and they're not anti-Jewish. They're just anti-Tottenham. Why would they ever be? And they've got no idea what how it's a slut. It's one of those things that are just poorly informed in modern day. So I think he should be. Take some form of punishment. I don't want to comment on the severity, but I think he'd acknowledge it. Obviously, it's another conversation about how harrowing and abhorrent abuse in what happened in the international games. Obviously, infinitely worse. But in terms of him being a face of Man City, which is a huge brand, people all around the globe look up to him. People in the Western culture, and they need to know really how to behave. And in modern day society, so it's a difficult one, but it's a hard one to take. I probably wouldn't have said a ban. I would have said accept the charge, accept he's done wrong, do the face to face, do the monetary fine, but I probably wouldn't have banned him for a game personally.
Okay, I mean that's a fair comment. I mean I must admit, I'm only personally involved in this whole thing because 15 minutes after he tweeted that original post, I commented below the tweet to say this is a little bit naive, and who is actually looking after Bernardo Silva's social media account, because I honestly, hand on heart, didn't think there was anything racist in any intention or anything like that whatsoever. I just thought it was very silly because I knew what would come. And I just thought, you are opening yourself up to a world of trouble here by the PC brigade and everything else. And I thought it was very, very naive on his part. But there was an interesting tweet today by a big Man City account, David Walker. He's at DJ W Sky BLU Blue. And he said Bulgaria FA fined €75,000 for malicious racial abuse of England's black players. Bernardo Silva is fined €58,500 for what he calls an innocent, at worst, naive joke with Benjamin Mendy. Silva gets a one-game ban. Bulgaria have to play one game behind closed doors. Where's the justice in that? Bonkers.
Can I just quickly pick up on a couple?
Yeah. Go on.
I feel like comparing it to Bulgaria generally is almost moot point because they're very different situations. One is a role model on an online platform, and one is a FA controlling their fan base and a cultural deficiency of how fans are behaving. Yeah. So they're very different. Bernardo Silva, there needs to be an element of it's not a he. It sucks that he's the one who has to take the fall because I don't think he's a racist, but it's more about what it represents rather than. Yeah. And like I said, there is a generalized, again, to use the word cultural deficiency in a lot of Portuguese culture of how they sort of joke about this stuff, and it's not, it means there's no malice, there's no hatred, inside him. It's just like, look, mate, you can't do that. Grit your teeth, slap on the wrist. This doesn't happen. Sorry, you have to take it.
I mean, to stop you there, Jan. Yeah, I'm totally with you. My family are mixed race. My kids are mixed race, and things like that. I mean, I'm not that. I'm all for that, even though I'm certainly non-PC myself. But when you've got obviously the likes of what happened, and I know there is a separation between what happened at international level with Bulgaria and things like that. I do understand there's a complete difference between racist chanting in a stadium compared to what was allegedly an innocent tweet between friends on social media, which I think was very naive and shouldn't.
Yeah, well, it wasn't between friends, was it? Between friends is exactly what it wasn't. It was between millions. Of people.
Of course, it was between friends because the tweet didn't include everybody, millions of people. It was to Benjamin Mendy because that was the only Benjamin Mendy. But I totally agree with you. Yeah. Which was one of my thoughts was you could have just done that between each other. So it was very naive. So put that to one side. The FA have charged him with this offence. Now, only a few months back, Wayne Hennessy did a Nazi salute, which every single person knows exactly what he was doing, and yet they absolutely. And the FA didn't charge him, they charged him, but then investigated it and then found him not guilty or couldn't charge him because they claimed they weren't sure what that type of thing was. Now,
do you know what the BBC headline is for that, Andy? Wayne Hennessy did not know what a Nazi
salute was. Because they couldn't prove that he didn't know what was a Nazi salute and what wasn't. So their argument to that was the fact that because Hennessy's barrister said, just say you don't know what that is, that the FA were so... if this would have been a high-profile player like Bernardo Silva, do you honestly believe that they would have turned around and gone, are you telling me you don't know what a Nazi salute is? Well, that's basically what they did with Wayne Hennessy and sort of backed down from the whole thing, which was an absolute disgrace because we are talking about something there that is, I'm not black, I'm not of colour, I'm not of a race, except for being white and English and whatever else, but you telling me that people of a Jewish faith, or they are from any country that was involved in World War II or World War I or whatever else, didn't take offence to what Wayne Hennessy did. Millions upon millions upon millions of people, yet the FA turned around and backed down from it and turned around and said, well, we couldn't prove that he didn't know what a Nazi salute was. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yet you've got today Bernardo Silva being fined 50 grand and banned for a game because he's openly said something between a tweet to his friend
His best
and
friend
Collie,
as well.
his best friend and Collie.
Yeah.
But millions of people saw it.
Yeah, you can't use the terminology between friends because he's a well-educated, intelligent man.
I listen. I don't mean to say I don't mean that's my basis of my argument is between friends. I'm just using that because it was to Benjamin Mendy. It didn't include 10 million.
Yeah, but I
understand what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine I tweeted something absolutely way worse, abhorrent that would end content creator, and I said, oh no, but I was only tweeting it to Andy. I know.
Yeah, of course.
But isn't Wayne Hennessy's worse because he did his in public? So isn't that worse than what?
I'm looking at the picture now. He said he's at the back of the room, and he's like he's trying to get someone's attention, so he's put his hand up and he's cupping his mouth like, "Oi, no."
Yeah. That was his argument, that I was cupping my mouth.
I'm looking at it
to shout to him.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and you could almost you could absolutely buy that if he's like, wait, if he's like, watching a comedian and he's like, and you're a knobhead, and you're at the back cupping your mouth and you put your arm up. So you can kind of get that, but his hand's a little bit too flat. Regardless, you make a very, very good point, Andy. Essentially, it's an injustice, but it's like, when you're at school, two kids do something wrong, one was picked up and the other one wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like the kid's going to be pissed off that his mate's done in, but it's the system working for one and not working for the other.
Yeah. Can I just say what I think on it?
Yeah, go on, mate.
He said it. Pretty much, we spoke about this previously a lot, because it is a big topic. I think I don't disagree. But I don't agree with what you said. Yeah, and I think, he shouldn't have put it on Twitter. It was very stupid of him. But I think it's a joke between two best friends, and
it's not between him though.
No, but if you look at the comments, Benjamin Mendy put 4 laughing emojis, 1-0.
Yeah, but that's moot point. That's
for you will see. And then when Bernardo Silva put 2 days later at 1:31 PM, he put, can't even have a joke with a best friend these days. You guys, Mendy put, I know, fam.
Yeah, but okay, all right. So what if it's like I texted my say it was what it's the severity is not for question because we've all agreed it's irresponsible and naive. So we've all agreed it's wrong. So the defense can't be.
Well, no. I never said it was wrong because that implies that I think it was possibly racist and agree with the FA. I don't think it's
okay.
Wrong.
Well,
I think it was ill-judged. To put it on social media.
Okay, yeah. Well, ill-judged, therefore wrong decision, whatever. He's made the wrong decision. Like the word being wrong, so it's a mistake, right? So it's a mistake, but that mistake can't be covered up or rectified by the ideology of us between friends. If two murderers are planning on murdering a girl, but they're just doing it between mates on Twitter, where they've both got millions and millions of followers, and they're going, oh, we're only doing it between us, or they're in a restaurant together and they're shouting about how they want to, they're gonna abuse this person, and like, look, we're saying it to each other, you're just all around hearing because we're shouting at it and we're in a restaurant. This is between friends. For me, that can't be a defense.
Does he deserve it? Does he deserve a 50 grand fine for that though? And
I think he deserves
one-to-one sessions. The man made a joke. He's not some full-blown racist. He made a joke.
Exactly, but when Andy first brought this topic up, the first thing that I said is, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind he's not a racist. But just because you're not a racist, believe it or not, John Terry isn't a racist. He's like throughout his whole career, he's played with black players. He's like the
It links into Andy's point. It links into Andy's point about the agenda about they want 6 different teams winning every 6 years. Who won the league before that year? Before that whole John Terry thing came about? Chelsea. And he got found not guilty in a court of law, but in a court by the FA was found guilty.
It's a very good point. That's a very, very good point.
And with Bernardo Silva, if, in my opinion, they should have asked Mendy. No one else. It doesn't matter about what other people. It doesn't matter. It's between 2 people. It's like if I have a fight with you. It's like if I have a fight with you, though. If I have a fight with you, millions of people see. But I go up to you and punch you right in the nose. and then you turn around and go, all right, you punch me in the nose, but fair enough, it was wrong of you, but I can, we can move on from this.
Yeah, Mendy, but if you get done for disturbing the peace, you get arrested. Because if we do in a public space, you'll be charged regardless. Because
Mendy's turned around said, Mendy has said, I'm not bothered by it. So is Sterling. So has other black players at Manchester City. So why is the FA bothered? If other black players have come out and said, we're not bothered by it, we think it's pretty funny, then the FA should say,
they can't say it's pretty funny.
Well, hold on. I don't want to get this into a tit for tat over what's right, what's wrong, what's right. My only question would be, and again, which I find quite ironic, which is, and I posted the article on the live blog that I did tonight, and that was Ian Ladyman, who doesn't like Man City anyway in the Daily Mail generally. He wrote this article about Raheem Sterling and things like that, and he came out and he tried to be supportive in a way, but then made statements as a white man like me.
Isn't he the one who was saying that because Sterling got a tattoo, remembering his dad with a gun? Isn't he the one who was saying Sterling's making some gang war in London or something?
He's made some ridiculous. He's wrote some ridiculous stuff, but he actually turned around and stated tonight that today in the Mail that he was trying to give advice to Raheem Sterling. You might think, why am I talking about Raheem Sterling when this is Bernardo Silva? I'll get to it in a minute. He was sort of saying that after the Everton game, Raheem Sterling was pretty much naive to come out and answer questions about the Bernardo Silva tweet straight after the game. It's something he should not have been talking about immediately when adrenaline is running and everything else, and basically insinuating what he said, which was he backed up Bernardo Silva over the whole tweet. And I'm thinking, you're a white man trying to suggest that you know more about what is right or wrong in the right time and when and where. Raheem Sterling should talk about racism and about the whole debate. I mean, I just find it absolutely ironic in today's.
If the press didn't talk about it,
can I just put my time before it? So we obviously, me and Cal have been going back and forth on it. I feel like the original point's been lost massively, and you can talk about. The issue isn't about him and his mates not thinking he's racist and his mates aren't offended, so it's okay. And that the issue is it's a ill-informed thing that he shouldn't have tweeted out as a responsible icon and role model in the media. So he was wrong to tweet it out to millions of people, even if it's at a direct app. It wasn't a DM. It wasn't a WhatsApp. He did it on the public platform that he's responsible. So that the rest of it, his mates are all right with it. They don't care. That's all like moot point. It doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with it. With Raheem Sterling, he's, for me, such an important icon in the game right now in development of how people see black players.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he should have touched it either, personally, because I'm such a big fan of Raheem Sterling, and I think he's England's best player. I think he's like his ceiling's really, really high. I feel like he was a fool to touch that straight away. He should have been like, look, no, I've got no inclination that he thinks he's not racist. I can tell you as his friend, this is when it does come into it. I'm his friend. I know him not to be a racist.
Yeah.
He probably should have tweeted out, but whatever. I know he's not a racist, and I'm sure he's learned his lesson. Boom, done. Take the fine. Everyone likes Bernardo Silva again. One of the best players in the Premier League. Well spoken. Great.
Yeah, but look what the press have done to Bernardo Silva's form. They have ruined his form and the way they've treated him. Because then, and I know you said, it was wrong of him, but that's not what they haven't left it at that. They've come out and called him a racist. They've called him all sorts of horrible names.
Well, that's a whole other thing, though, isn't it, really? I mean, that's the discussion about the press being bad.
Back to this thing, I just can't sit here and not talk on this point. Like, it took 2 days before anyone cared. 2 days. So why wasn't anyone bothered when he first put it up? Why did it have to take 2 days for everyone to care?
But again, it's not the here nor there. It's all like the nuances of the situation. You got to go down to the bare bones. I don't think Bernardo Silva. I think he's one of the best players in the Premier League. He's well educated. He speaks fluent English. He's an amazing player. I don't believe for 1 second he's a racist. The media might have handled it poorly. Guess what? That's what the media do best in every. I'm a Chelsea fan. We've had it left, right, and centre.
Yeah. Which is a good point, and I want to move on. But before I do, That's actually interesting, Jan, because, like I said, I'm not here to. I certainly am not here to defend Bernardo Silva's tweet because, like I said, 15 minutes after he posted it, I posted. I think that's a bit naive, and basically was intimating that I'd take it down, not because I felt it was racist, just that I thought, oh my God, what is coming his way now? But what was quite interesting for me in the run up to obviously today's announcement with the ban and the ban is the ban and everything else.
Well, I think the ban's too much, personally.
Well, I do. I think a re-education program and a fine, absolutely fine. I think a ban is a bit too much.
What you just said as well. Again, people might be right to assume for him the re-education thing's a bit too much because he's not racist. We've all assumed he's not racist, but it's more about, unfortunately for him, he's the fall guy of representing something positive. Racism is still a massive problem in
Absolutely.
England. And if people are saying Bernardo Silva, Man City are sending them to this thing to learn, it's obviously important. So again, he's a bit unfortunate. He was a bit naive, but it doesn't mean the process is a negative thing. It's something.
No. I agree.
I
just don't want people thinking I condone what I agree with what he's done. I think it was very naive of him, like you've said, but I just think the actions and the stick he's been getting is just...
Honestly, we'd all agree the media is a bunch of wankers, to be honest, mate. So.
Cop crumbles in the words of Andy.
Well, I mean, that's fine. And like I said, I think we all agree we don't think Bernardo Silva's racist. We think he was naive. Yeah. We think the punishment was a little bit harsh. And he's unfortunately going to be the first person in this current sort of year that is going to be looked upon as, he gets a ban and things like that. One of the things that just came to mind then was, and I was just scrolling through my phone here just to have a quick look, didn't Troy Deeney white up as a clown last week and post it all over social media?
Mate, it's like Antoine Griezmann, that went under the fucking radar.
Well, I mean, was there anything said when obviously other players have blacked up on social media, and there's been this big furore around that, but Troy Deeney did that last week, and then today there was I know somebody who's typing furiously there.
Sorry, I was looking at the Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah. And then there was somebody posted something, and it was was it a Leicester player comparing him to the Joker?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Was there anything to do with any outrage on these type of things? And this is what I think. I think with social media this day and age, you clearly need somebody who is extremely good at looking after your social media.
Yeah, well, they're all supposed to have managers, aren't they?
Do they? Because clearly, if you do, you would sack them immediately with some of these tweets.
The bigger who you are.
Yeah, there you go.
The bigger name you've got in football, you're going to get more stick. Like, I don't know if you know Niall Ranger, very controversial figure.
Yeah.
But there's nothing bad about him when he points a bloody gun in the air and shoots it off. Raheem Sterling gets a tattoo on his leg, representing about his dad that he lost. Yeah. But that's not okay. That's promoting gun violence, murders, always bad stuff. And then literally, the press was saying all the guns violence is because of Raheem Sterling, which makes no sense. It's bollocks.
Raheem Sterling has been subject to what I'd call genuinely racism in the media.
Do you honestly believe that genuinely, Jan?
Yeah.
Do you think
I believe
the media, certain parts of the media, have been genuinely racist?
Yeah, even if it's indirectly, I believe so. 100%. Like, even if it's indirectly, the way that it's. But and this isn't. I know it sounds like a sweeping statement, but this is stuff that people like Mike Calvin has said. Like reputable, top of the game journalism. Saying. I don't want to name names, but there is an element of young black guy from the street gets multi-millions and buy his house, you know, and I don't think it's healthy for this part of the show for us to open all that up.
No.
I think we probably all agree on what he's been subject to and how we all disagree with it. So I don't think it's worth getting into it. But with all this other stuff that's going on, whether it be Bernardo Silva or someone else, I believe we're in like a very important educational teething period where people just need to learn that people do get offended, upset, whether you're Jewish, you're black, that you can be very isolated, feel upset. It's, you know, you need to be more compassionate and have social emotional intelligence. You can call some, you know, the guy's fat, you can call him a fat wanker and you can't go up to a pitch, you know what I mean? And you can take the piss out of him. If he's losing his hair, call him a slaphead. But, you know, things when it comes to race and culture, people need to learn. And it's sadly for people like Silva, who isn't racist, he has to take I don't want to say take the fall, because I do believe in an example being made to a degree. But it's just some people have to be made examples of, even if it's a bit unfair, even if it's a bit not. We're just in a transitional period as people are getting more smart, more mean online, more abusive. And there has to be a shift. And this is sadly the only way.
Go on very quickly, Cal.
Yeah, it'll only be like 10 seconds. I think I don't know if I've sent you this yet, but if you look at the tweet, not Bernardo Silva's, it was the Daily Mirror said Gabriel Jesus was leaving the City to go join Real Madrid or something due to get like a game time. He put on his Twitter pretty much it's bullshit, and ever since then the Daily Mail have attacked him. Same as them when they said step.
You're breaking up a little bit now.
You broke up there.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Yeah, so what I was saying was, if you look at Jesus, he put, remember when the Daily Mirror, you posted this, you talked about this on the channel, the Daily Mirror put on a tweet saying, Gabriel Jesus to leave Man City to join Real Madrid, and Gabriel Jesus thought this is bullshit. And they did the same as Sterling. Sterling said this is bullshit. Then a week later, what did they post on their Twitter? The gun thing. And then Bernardo Silva, I don't know if they've said anything, they might have, I don't know. But, you know, the press have really come at Bernardo Silva too much, in my opinion.